think the one thing that everybody is sure of in this particular community is that I Am Not Starfire sucks. The one thing that I am 98% sure of is that most people who hold that opinion have never and will never read it. Hey, True Believers, Englentine here, and I kind of want to talk about this particular phenomenon. It just popped into my head. I got a comment, and I was like, you've never read this book. And here's the thing. This book sucks. I have read it. I read it from cover to cover. And there's a lot of stuff here that I think could have made a great book. I honestly believe that I Am Not Starfire could have been one of the greats. But the writing, I do not think that there's a modern writer out there that could have made this great, because they're just not allowed to. And when I say modern writer, there's a certain style. It's not like the Robert Vendittis. Robert Venditti is an old style writer to me. I'm talking about the Mariko Tamakis, the Vita Ayelas that are coming up. These identitarians that seem to be failing upwards. Not in sales, I guess. The thing is what bothered me was the absolute certainty from comments that I know that you haven't read this book. There's so much here. The self-insertion of Mariko Tamaki in this book leads me to believe that she needs help. When I say that, I truly am honestly not being facetious. I am saying this as this woman needs to seek help. If she is not already seeing somebody, hopefully somebody near her will encourage her to. I think at the very least she suffers from depression, but I'm not a psychologist. What am I going to do? To get back onto the point, however, I've seen this time and time again. I think I've done this a couple of times even. Oh, well, that book sucks. Wait, have you read it? Actually, no, I haven't. Why? Why do we do that? I have made videos where I said, well, this is going to suck. All right, well, maybe this is something I see it not going well. Actually, I did one with Mariko Tamaki's Detective Comics, which I think is very strong. That's why I nominated her, and so did other people, for the Spirit Award. I think that her run on that is particularly strong, and maybe it's because it's impersonal, so she can delve into Bruce Wayne's psyche a lot more than she could delve into her own. That could be just reading a little bit too much into it. But it's a strange phenomenon to me. It's not one that I've got easy answers to. Like, why do we do this? Do we get a sense of superiority out of it? What is it that allows us to review and to critique things that we have not absorbed? You might say something about a movie. Not that we think it's going to suck, but we know this is bad, and we try to speak on it with experience, with intelligence. That this, not only do we believe this film is going to suck, that this comic is going to suck, that whatever it is, but we do it with such confidence that it's almost as if you've read it yourself. Of course, you've seen the videos, you've seen memes and so forth and so on, but a lot of that is and can be taken out of context. There's a whole Twitter page that is panels out of context, and you can make it say anything. It's just a bizarre circumstance that we find ourselves into, especially when you're doing critiques, especially when you are doing a channel like this where you put yourself out there and you have an opinion, and generally it might fall on the negative side. Not always bad, but what you get is almost like an audience that expects the negative, and they kind of like to jump on that bandwagon. I don't know. It would be just as easy to look at it and say, well, this is the easy answer. Well, you like to be negative because it makes you feel superior to whatever it is. Somebody who says they like everything, how is that opinion going to be valid, because if you like everything, then you're not really critiquing it. I'd take it to the other end as well. Someone who is always negative isn't really critiquing it either. Someone who's always looking for the negative is just as bad as somebody who's always looking for the positive. You got to be honest. You know, I Am Not Starfire has some excellent themes. There's abandonment issues because Starfire is a horrible mother, because the girl is only related, people only relate to her as the daughter of Starfire rather than Mandy. She has no sense of identity. She feels isolated in a group. And due to that, she had depression, and she overeats, which of course leads to the overweight. And I don't know what that stuff is on her arms and legs. It's horrible to look at, but maybe that's just bad acne, and it could come from the food choices as well. And I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot good in this book, but it's so easy to just say, okay, well, it sucks, I don't have to read it, blah, blah, blah. I'll just talk about how bad it is. And we do that. And like I said, it's so easy to just go negative as well as it is to go positive. And you gotta, I think it's better if somebody finds that middle and actually critiques what's in the book. And look, if you've read it, by all means, you know. I guess I'm trying to say I do find opinions, and I guess everybody does. I find opinions more valid and stronger if the person has actually consumed the material that they're critiquing. I definitely would never want to watch a Roger Ebert review. I would love to see any kind right now. I think that would be very interesting to watch a corpse give a review. But I would never have watched one of his reviews for a movie he'd never seen. It's just, you have no standing in this. It's weird. So I guess I'm more asking a question. Why do you think you do it? And I know this pisses people off. I'm a very introspective person. If I make a mistake, or if something happens, I'm more likely to ask, okay, did I cause anything to make this happen? Not that I'm laying blame or forgiving anyone for their trespasses. It's just that at some point in time, you got to ask yourself, what are you doing to make this particular thing happen? So people hate me when I ask this, because I actually am hoping for some insight and some thought. And so why do you think you do this? Why do you think, if you of course you do this, why is it not that you go, well, I don't think that's going to be good, but you flat out go, well, that sucks, on something that you've never seen or never read or never done? In all honesty, I think on a certain level, if I'm looking inward, if I'm asking myself what's going on, why is that a thing? It's almost like the existence offends. You know, I never have to watch a certain show. I never have to watch a certain book or read a certain book or watch a certain TV show. But its existence offends me to a certain level. Not like, oh my gosh, my life is ruined, but why? It's like the Catwoman movie, which, by the way, I did see. Just the fact that I can look at it and go, that's not Catwoman. The whole existence of that kind of offends me, because I know now they will never make a Catwoman movie, because the piece of crap that they put out, the piece of crap they put out, they called Catwoman. Let me see. I'm trying to think of something that I've done this to where I didn't have to read it to know it was bad, because a lot of times, especially now, like if there's a bad movie or if there's a bad TV show, hey, let's review it and get it on the YouTube channel. So it's kind of strange. Like, what is something that is bad, in my opinion, so much so I know I never have to see it? Space Jam. The existence of Space Jam, the LeBron James version, it kind of offends me. But that's based on, I will never watch it. It could be the best movie in the world from everything I've heard. It's not. But from what LeBron James has said, from the fact that I know, I mean, this is a freaking, what do they call it? A shill. It's a moneymaker. I do not think they went in to this thinking, how can we forward the story? How can we make things better? So I don't have to see that movie to know it sucks. And if I were to say why, I think it would be LeBron James more than anything else. Because from what I've seen outside, I just don't want to deal with them on the inside. Now, I could be wrong. I could watch this movie and think it's the most brilliant thing since Manos Hands of Fate. It could actually be so bad it's good. I will never know. So I want, while I'm saying this, and it's funny because the people who react to the titles are never going to see this, is that, yes, I understand there's a hypocritical nature to the questioning here, because I know I do this myself. But why would I ask a question out that I'm of anybody else that I'm not willing to answer myself? I think that's the thing. And nobody's. I do know there's people who comment, "Aha! Here's my comment on your title," that never will get to the 11 or 12 minute mark as we're approaching here on the video, depending on editing. Anyway, yeah, I'm not innocent of this. I do this myself. I will never watch Space Jam. The Heights was fun. I didn't think I would watch that. I started putting it on and I thought, wow, the energy is great. So there are times when you can look at something and think, well, that's going to suck, and you pick it up and you actually enjoyed it. Marco Tamaki's Detective Comics being one of them, but I picked that up because it's Batman. And I read Batman comics. Not anymore. They overprice those things for me. Anywho, I'm rambling at this point. It's just food for thought, really. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know why you hate a piece of media that you will never see or will never read, but you have this prejudice towards it already. Let me know that in the comments below. I am very interested in hearing these. Also, don't forget to click like, share. Liking and sharing and commenting, that helps the algorithm. I'm trying to rebuild this channel, doing videos that I used to do. I'm not going to go into Twitter drama again. That's a done deal, but I do like to actually question the industry, and that's what you're going to see around here again. So thank you very much for hanging out with me for a little bit. And please go on over to Patreon and Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till, just a little tip, helps keep the lights on and help me keep making videos for you. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.